Before World War II fully consumed the world, a devastating war had already begun in Asia. On July 7, 1937, a single clash near Beijing ignited one of the deadliest conflicts in modern history, Second Sino-Japanese War, 1937 to 1945, a war involving invasion-occupation resistance and millions of civilian casualties. In the early 1900s, Japan rapidly industrialized and expanded its military power. Meanwhile, China faced political instability, internal conflict, and economic struggles. East Asia in crisis. In 1931, Japan invaded Manchuria, a resource-rich region in northeastern China. Mukden Incident, September 18, 1931. Japan later established a puppet state called Manchukuo. Later installed Puyi, the last emperor of China. By the mid-1930s, tensions between China and Japan continued increasing. Small clashes and political pressure became more common. On July 7, 1937, Japanese and Chinese troops clashed near the Marco Polo Bridge outside Beijing. The Marco Polo Bridge Incident. The confrontation quickly escalated into full-scale war. China was led by Generalissimo Chiang Kai-shek and the nationalist government, Chiang Kai-shek. Meanwhile, Japan's military leadership pushed aggressive expansion across China. Japanese Emperor Hirohito in August 1937. One of the war's largest battles began in Shanghai. Battle of Shanghai. Chinese forces fought fiercely against Japanese troops for over 3 months. After Shanghai fell, Japanese forces moved towards Nanjing, then the capital of China. Nanjing, December 1937. After capturing Nanjing, Japanese troops committed large-scale atrocities against civilians and prisoners of war. Nanjing Massacre. The event became one of the most tragic chapters of the war. Despite major losses, China refused to surrender. The Chinese government relocated deeper inland to Chongqing. Chongqing becomes wartime capital. 2 major Chinese groups temporarily united against Japan. Groups included Chinese nationalists, Kuomintang, Chinese communists, communist leader Mao Zedong. Japanese aircraft repeatedly bombed Chongqing during the war, 1938 to 1943. Civilians endured years of air raids and destruction. Fighting spread across vast regions of China. Millions of civilians were displaced by warfare. During the conflict, Japan conducted controversial biological and chemical warfare experiments. Unit 731. These activities remain one of the darkest subjects of the war. As reports from China spread worldwide, international concern increased. The war began drawing global attention. In 1941, American volunteer pilots arrived to help defend China. Flying Tigers leader Claire Lee Chennault. On December 7, 1941, Japan attacked Pearl Harbor. The conflict in China officially became connected to the wider Pacific War. China relied heavily on international supply routes, Burma Road. These roads became critical for transporting weapons and supplies. In 1944, Japan launched its largest offensive in China, Operation Ichi-Go. The campaign targeted railways and air bases. By 1945, Japan's military situation had become increasingly difficult. Japanese forces faced pressure across multiple fronts. In August 1945, the United States dropped atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. August 6th and 9th, 1945. On August 15th, 1945, Japan announced its surrender. The Second Sino-Japanese War officially ended on September 9, 1945. War ends. The conflict caused enormous suffering across China and Asia. Millions of soldiers and civilians died during the 8-year war. After Japan's defeat, China soon entered another major conflict, the Chinese Civil War. Nationalists versus communists. The Second Sino-Japanese War permanently changed Asia. It reshaped politics, borders, and international relations across the region. From 1937 to 1945, China and Japan fought one of the deadliest wars in human history. Second Sino-Japanese War, a conflict of invasion and resistance whose impact is still remembered today.